Hi everyone, welcome back to the Wind Waker. In the last video we ended up inside the Wind Temple, so that's where we're going to take off from today. Just pull the right scene up here. I mentioned in the previous video that I had some issues with coming out of command melody mode because it just wouldn't let me press R for some reason. It turns out that was actually a controller issue, and I've managed to resolve it by plugging in a different controller. Unfortunately, this other controller isn't as great, at least in terms of the analog stick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep it on until I don't need the command melody anymore. The last time that I'm going to need it in the entire run is actually approaching. It's a few rooms from here. And after that I'm going to switch back to my other one that I'm more familiar with. The one that I usually play with is a GameCube controller, if I haven't mentioned this already. So yeah, Wind Temple, just restocking some stuff while I'm up here, I guess. These first couple of rooms require Makar. He's got a few things that he needs to do in here. The main thing is to get him across to that gap over there. There's a switch that he has to hit, and that'll turn off these wind turbines, and it allows me to access that other area. So let me just kill this, because this thing is going to get in my way. If you're quick about it, you can actually deal 2 hits to that without it disappearing. Usually it disappears. The first thing I'm going to do with Makar actually is play the command melody and have him plant little trees here. That's something that he's really useful for in this dungeon. There's a lot of it. If you're playing the game normally, you'll be planting trees all over the place, and that's one of the reasons that this dungeon is kind of one of the slower ones, really, because there's a lot of this thing going on. But the only reason I'm doing it here is because it's going to make a little chest appear, and in a minute I'm going to use that chest to activate storage. So when that pops up, it's going to give me control of Makar again. I can just fly up to this other area at the back of the room here. There's a Stalfos that comes out of the ground, but he's really no threat to me. These things are kind of annoying to kill. I'll probably kill that guy actually just to show off the really annoying way that you have to do it. Can I land on the switch? Oh, god damn it. I feel like I've done that once in my life. That little switch thing looked like a piece of butter. Alright, anyway. So now I can actually press R and it works. It's just as well because like before I thought about using another controller, I was trying to come up with all sorts of methods to like get out of this, like to have him damaged. So I thought about using a Tingle Tuner and planting a Tingle Bomb up there, but it doesn't actually go up this ledge. It just stops at the wall when you try and move it up there. So I was kind of out of luck, and yeah. Anyway, I'm going to kill this guy now. In order to do this, you want to have... I think there's a couple ways you can do this. I think if you chuck a bomb at him, that might be the best way to start it. He'll kind of break. And then you want to hit his head with a skull hammer before he regroups, because after like a few seconds his body will come back together, but I managed to kill him there. There was no real point to that. I mean, I guess it gives me some items back, which is always great. Anyway, what I need to do in this room now is, let me just get the right items out that I'm going to need. Actually, I want this one here. And what else do I need? Probably these. No, iron boots. You can get storage off of this thing if you go to the very edge of it. It's a little bit tricky to do. I like to walk on it and then kind of back walk off of it. Just kind of at this corner here. Try and get it on this side. Like, yeah, okay, so this looks okay. Maybe a little bit more to the right. Yeah, more like this. So it's just the usual thing. Trying to get it so I can cancel it 3 times before he hits the ground. It's really precise because there's no like wall to push you off, but if you pull out the Wind Waker on like the first frame or two, he will fall down just like that. But you can see how it's a little bit more precise in most storage spots. You know, I usually am quite good at getting this one first try, so it's kind of surprising to me that it's taken me so many attempts right now, but it's not a big deal. I feel like it's always good to show off some failed attempts on tricks like this that are a little bit inconsistent. Just makes it more real. Yeah, it's taken a few attempts here. Oh wow, I don't know what happened there. I guess that's like why why the Wind Waker dive works at the edge of it, because that kind of thing happens. Come on, like, yeah, the analog stick's really not great in this. It's a little bit hard to control them, just to move them around efficiently. There, we got it this time. So now I can open this chest. It doesn't actually turn the screen black, but it's done the other thing that it always does, where like his hitbox is vastly reduced. You can see I'm going inside walls and everything. If I go into first person mode here, I can easily see out of bounds. You can see that pot over there. I'm not going to actually need those. So now that... where am I? Am I stuck inside this wall? No, I'm not. I mean, that was a dumb question. That never actually happens. So I want to get on top of this, but because I have storage, I can't actually grab it. He just walks inside it. So instead, I'll just run up this tree and just jump off of it and use the Deku Leaf to land on this. I can turn around, stick on the iron boots, take them off, and then it propels me up, pull out the Deku Leaf, and I can pretty easily make it across. I shouldn't have to leaf pump at all. Come over here and pick the onion up. So that room there had the first of 3 command melodies that are mandatory for this dungeon. Obviously, if you're playing the game normally, it's going to be a hell of a lot more. But yeah, I'm going to show you how to skip pretty much everything. So what you want to do in here is just use the leaf to open this. I think it only stays open for a limited time, so you just want to pick the onion up and run with them. Really easy to get past this. I'm not sure what that switch does. Kinda curious. Going to stand on it. Yeah, okay, it probably resets that thing, or whatever. Just let this go by once more, just to be safe. Well, those guys got up to me quicker than I thought they would. I'll leave him here, and I'll turn on the command melody again, just so that I can have him plant even more trees. And yeah, like I said, if you're playing this game normally, you'll be doing that quite a lot. And it gets a little bit exhausting. This was never my favourite dungeon when I was younger. I think, actually, it was probably my least favourite dungeon, but I don't mind it so much now that I know how to break the hell out of it. So I'll just plant these trees, quickly get through this little cutscene here, and now that the door's open, I'll just bring the onion back over, press R. It's so great that I'm able to do that. Try and pick this up before these things hit me and get through it. Okay, so in here is the last room that I need it for. There's a couple of plant spots on these ledges here. I don't need to plant anything on them. It's just to create like an easier way for Link to get up later on after you have the item from the dungeon. But that's not going to be an issue. We're actually never going to come back to this room at all. So I'll just grab control of my car. You'll see those little plant spots that I was talking about there. There's one there and there's another one up there. The only one you have to do is this one up here. And the reason for that is that it opens the door that Link is now standing by. And I'm happy to announce that my car is pretty much completely useless from here on out if you know what you're doing in this dungeon, which of course I do. And it's just as well because it gets captured. For some reason it goes back to Link before the capturing actually happens, but yeah, whatever. So you're going to see why I activated storage a couple rooms back there. It's going to be really useful in this very room, in fact right where I am. Before I do that, I want to show something else off. Something that we used to do in speedruns for this game is we would open up the pot in the first room that I mentioned that I wasn't going to open. And then we'd open up this one up here. You can see it. Oh, maybe if I stand more like this, you can see it away off in the distance there. I don't know if it's obvious that that's a pot, but it's like the one with the sort of mist coming out of it. Before I do this trick, though, I am going to switch to my other controller because, like I said, the analog stick on this one just isn't great. So let me just pull up my other one. I should be able to do this without actually turning the emulator off or anything, because I've got both of them plugged in, and that seems to be what allows it to work. So I've switched them back now. Hopefully everything's hunky spunky. Yes, it is. So you can see the pot up there. If I pull out an arrow, just a regular one so I can get my bearings, you can actually just barely melt the top of this with like a fire arrow. And I want to show it off just because it is kind of a useful little trick if you're playing this more normally but still not that normal. I think a little bit higher. Right, let's try this. Is that going to work? Hopefully. Nope, a little too high. Try this one. Nope, still a little too high. It's quite precise, as you can see. It might be beneficial to stand further back, actually. Yeah, I think that's a little bit better. Let me go back to regular. I mean, there's absolutely no need for this. I just want to kind of prove, I guess, it can be done. It makes the travel time in the dungeon a little bit better. Did that connect? I could have sworn that it did, but I guess I was wrong. I don't know how many times I'm going to try this. I definitely don't remember it being this annoying back when I used to run the game, because when I used to run the game we actually did this there, I got it. So it's going to play the little jingle just to signify that we did open it. So if I wanted to, I could go back to the entrance of the dungeon and come back in here. I'm not going to do that though. So since I have storage active, what I want to do now is just run inside this wall a little bit like this, and then kind of wedge myself in the door frame, just the side of it like that. Not so high up. I want him to be kind of on the ground when he goes in. So it's a little bit tricky to get him into position here, but these door frames are all over this dungeon and they're all exactly the same. You can all get inside all. I really don't want him to climb up that because I feel like he's going to get crushed. In fact, I'm a little bit scared of this now. I'm going to make a save state here just so that I don't accidentally get crushed. Because if you get crushed, you will lose storage. But if I just move him in, is he in? Yeah, he's in. So he's inside it now. What I can do at this point is turn the camera around like this and hold L. You can see that I'm out of bounds. So all I have to do now is back walk out, pull out the leaf before he gets down too low, and I can just go over to this door here, which normally has a key in front of it and is normally under this big grating. The loading zone extends upwards infinitely, so I can just fly over it and it'll take me in. And this is the mini boss room where we're going to get the dungeon's item. You hear the rupees there, that's from the chest that I got storage on. So for this boss here, a couple of ways you can do it. Quickest, assuming that I can get it, would be to use these items. So let me just get the ice arrows out. Those are the ones I'm going to need. So let me just jump in here and activate this. This is kind of a nuisance to do unless you get it really quick. You want to kill that wizard first because he will keep spawning enemies, at least as long as you kill these two things that he spawned already. So my advice would be just ignore those two and focus on the other Wizrobe. So you want to ignore this like this bluer one and try and kill this guy up here. No, but it's annoying because it never targets this one. It always targets the other one. Because I guess, I don't know, just to make the fight harder or something. It'd be much easier if he appeared on the ground for me, but he's not gonna, so see if I can get it now. Ugh, why is it not letting me target him anymore? Where did he go? No, I think it only takes like 3 hits with the ice arrows anyway. I could probably just kill him with regular arrows, to be honest. That might be a little bit easier. Just waiting for him to appear. You can always tell when he's about to, because it makes that screechy noise that the Wizrobes like to make. It doesn't let you continue targeting him after you do that. Is that him dead, or is there going to be one more? Let's just see. It takes me a while to come out of that. Okay, so there's one more. I don't really mind. There's no rush on this at all. I'm going to avoid that guy, because all he does is shoot fire at you. Right, so this should be the last hit on him. So now I can start killing these other things. I guess I will kill these guys first. Wait. Okay, that was the last hit. It just took a while for him to thaw, I suppose. No. And then you'll actually notice that the music goes back to the regular fight music, and actually, along with that... oh, damn, I thought I was going to be able to one-cycle him there. He appeared at the same spot. That should be him dead. Nope. I guess I don't know how many hours it takes. Hopefully this is the last one. Yeah, okay, so now I just have to kill this Dark now, but I want to run away from him for a bit to show that the music actually has returned to normal. So yeah. Back to the regular wind tempo music. Anyway, for this guy, what I want to do, I tried to show this off a few videos ago. I want to knock his helmet off, so I'll try and parry that. Just like that. Okay, I didn't get it. I was trying to knock the helmet off, but this is probably going to work. I want to hit his body with the ice arrows and then jump attack him with the skull hammer really quickly. It is quite hard to do that quickly because he thaws himself out really fast after you do that, so you've got to be quick. But yeah, managed to get it. Now I could store this chest by getting storage on top of it and then like trying to void out by going through this door frame, but it's a little bit involved. It's easier just to open the thing, I find. So we'll open this chest, fast forward through this little cutscene here, and we get the hookshot, which is the last kind of main item that I'm going to get probably in this playthrough. There's a couple others on the pause menu, as you see. There's a couple gaps and stuff like that. Like here was the boomerang, and there's like a bunch of bags that I've skipped, and some stuff over here. I only have one bottle, so I'm going to need this. Probably going to need, yeah, them in a second. So what you want to do now is, can you backflip on this? Oh, you can. Normally you can't in this game. You want to target this, and you can just like smash the button for the hammer, and you'll be able to hit it before he like even touches the ground, so that's always cool. So now I can head back outside into the main room of the dungeon, which technically is still locked because, as you saw earlier, I glitched my way out of bounds. Storage is now turned off. I'll just quickly demonstrate that I can't do anything with it anymore. I can't like run into these walls because when I went through the loading zone before, that's what turned it off. And this door is locked, of course. I've managed to get inside without opening it though. So my magic is quite low. Hopefully I can fully restock it here, close to it. Should be some magic pots. Cool. Brilliant. So I want to head into this room because the next place that I want to go is, well, I came under this grating first with glitches, and I want to get under this grating with glitches. Normally it's quite involved. What we used to do is we would hookshot up to one of these platforms and do a bomb clip on the side of it to push us out of bounds. I'm going to skip that entirely. There's actually a better way to do this, which is going to make the rest of the dungeon a lot quicker as well. So in here, you can hear there's a lot of stuff going on. Well, you can't hear it right now. That's what you're hearing, the spikes. But there's a lot of enemies and stuff on the ground, and if you fall down any of these, it'll increase the amount of enemies that are there. So like if you break this one and fall down, they'll just be red shoes. If you break this one and this one, there'll be like 2 sets of enemies or whatever. So the idea is to break all of them and then like climb back up, I guess. But I can actually break these without falling down in the first place. A little bit tricky. The way I like to do it is stand on this corner here, and I am going to save state abuse this just because it is a little bit tricky, like I said. You want to put on the iron boots and mash the sword, and hopefully you can just like land up here. So I've managed to break that without having to kill him. Oddly, if you backflip onto this or side top, it doesn't actually break the thing. So I can just try the same thing again here. Hopefully we don't fall in. I mean, I find this really easy if you do it at the corner and then just mash the sword. The last one's a little bit more involved, but I'll get to that in a sec. If I do fall down at all, I am just going to reload the save state because it's just, there's nothing really to show down there. Right, this one. Okay, so I can't do it for this one because there's only one frame where I can pull out the sword and have him recover. The reason for that is after I do this one, there's going to be a little cutscene that plays where a chest spawns, which is going to be useful in a second. So I'm going to have to use a bomb explosion to do this one. I find this one to be the hardest to do, so hopefully it doesn't take me too many attempts. Let me just save state again. So the timing on it's a little bit, yeah, so I was like really slow there. Okay, I think I got it that time, yep. So the bomb explosion boosted me back onto land, but still did this. I guess the game assumes that I've went down there and killed them. You actually heard the chews getting stunned. You can see some of the enemies down there. There's those floor masters which are a real pain. They take you back to like the entrance of the dungeon, or at least to the start of the main room. So normally how you get up here is through this hole up there. You go down there and there's like a block you push around with a spring on it, and you just use the iron boost to propel yourself up here. I'm going to skip that with a simple bomb boost. If I time my jump slash here just right, I can get boosted up here and then just jump slash again. He goes right over the spikes. So this chest here has a small key which I'm going to need to access the final stretch of this dungeon. Hard to believe we're almost at that, because like I said, this is normally one of the longer dungeons, and thank goodness they go off, because they were getting annoying. So I'm going to activate storage again from this chest. I believe it only has rupees in it again. This is kind of annoying because there's no proper storage spot in this room. I'm going to have to do it with a bomb on top of it. This is the only time in the run I think that I'm going to do this. So I want to get kind of close to the edge, just like that. And I'll make a save state. So let me get my Wind Waker out. What I'm going to do here is I will place the bomb down, and I'll kind of have the Wind Waker in my hand, and I'll walk towards the bomb and pull out the Wind Waker, and hopefully it'll push him back off the side of the chest. And then it's just a matter of cancelling it. So I'm going to be using save states for this. It is a little bit tricky to do. Let me just get my Wind Waker out, and alright, let's see if we can get it. It's not super hard to do. I have managed to do it quite. Oh, I got it there. As long as you can cancel the thing at the right time, then it's fine. But I did manage to get it quite quickly, so I'm happy about that. So I'll open this. This does make the room go black. It's very easy to fall inside those pits that you can see on the minimap, like directly above where the yellow arrow is. Best way to avoid that, just side hop into the wall and roll forward, just to make sure you don't like fall in or like accidentally start grabbing the ledges or whatever. It's just a big waste of time. So we can head back outside. The lights come back on in here, but Link's sound is off. The music is off. Do the enemies still make sound? Let's find out. No, I don't think they do. There's not even any enemy music, so what I need to do now is the same thing I did before. Are these guys going to be a nuisance? Yeah, they are. I'll just execute them. Oh, they do make sounds. Okay, when you pull them towards you, they make sounds. It's so eerie when it's like the only sound in the dungeon, though. So yeah, same as before, I'm going to simply merge myself with this post, and I will be using save states for this just so I don't accidentally fall out of bounds too soon. Just kind of push Link inside there like that. Okay. Can turn the camera around and hopefully I'll be able to see what's behind me. Okay, I guess I'm not in far enough. Okay, I think still not in far enough. I don't want to rush this here. I want to show the whole thing, so that looks a little bit better. Whatever. Well, I know where I am, so I can just back walk out of this. Let me get my leaf out. I'm going to need that in a sec. So I'll just back walk out, pull out the leaf, and now I can get underneath this grating here. Skips everything that you have to do with this, which kind of takes you back up there, and allows me to just open this door over here. I do have a small key, and that's the reason that I got it was for this door. So this room's a bit of a pain. You want to kind of side hop and be quick about this. Shoot yourself up here. If you're quick, you can get up before the whiz robe hits you, which is tremendous. Don't stay on this. You can get crushed by moving to the... Okay, so I got crushed there. I don't even know what happened there, but thank goodness I made a save state, so I can just redo this again really quickly. That was scary though, I'm not going to lie. Just back walk out and just leave my way back in. Oh, camera's a little bit janky here. Where am I? So, back in the locked door. Again, I am glad that I managed to show that off, just because it is something that can happen, so just be very careful if you're following along with this playthrough. So like before, side hop, try and hookshot as quickly as I can up to this thing. This is the main reason that I switched controller again. I guess maybe don't try and come off of this, just like instantly go back into hookshot mode and hit this one up here. Oh, okay. Game was not happy with my movements there, but that's fine. It doesn't actually connect all the time, like it doesn't have the little target thing on it, but you can still make it. So I'm just going to leaf across, and I want to hit this thing with the iron boots. I can't jump on it, I'm going to have to like backflip on it or whatever, because I have storage, or jump slash will be just as good. Please stop doing that, Wizrobe. That's really making me very nervous. So what I want to do here, just for quickness, is I will grab this. I'm going to hold L. I'm going to put the boots on. Oh, I'm going to wait for this guy to go away because he's just going to annoy me. Is that going to hit me? No, it's not. So I'm going to put the boots on, take them off, and then just jump right away. And I can actually land back on the ground before the cutscene plays. And it's just a little bit of a time save. Just stock up on stuff, I guess, since it's right there. Those guys are a nuisance. The morphs, hate them. So this room here is a bit of a pain, couple ways you can get through it. The simplest way I find is to come over here, just sight up on this obviously because you can't climb up ledges. You want to jump over here with your leaf and just kind of land on the side of this thing. It's a bit tricky to do. Hopefully I can still make it. Yeah, okay, then you just run up here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into this one, pull out my leaf and try and cancel it so I can land on top of this platform. Bit of a nuisance, will be save stating it. As long as you're high enough and your angle doesn't suck like mine did, you should be able to get it relatively quickly. Actually, I can move a lot more to the left. I didn't realise that. So hopefully, okay, cool. So this guy is really scary. I always like to kill him just because these things absolutely terrify me. Like I mentioned earlier, they will take you back to a much earlier point in the dungeon, and I would also lose storage since it is a loading zone, and that's not good for anyone, especially me. So I'll head into this room. What you're supposed to do here is push this block with the iron boots on, so it goes in this little hole in the ground just ahead of me, and you can get over it. Completely unnecessary. All you need to do is sight up and not take damage. That'd be preferable. Just wait for this thing to go by. Okay, so you just mash it and you can pretty easily make it, and to get across this bit you just do the same thing and just keep mashing so this spike thing doesn't get to me. Okay, so nothing too hard. This room's a lot noisier normally because of the fans and stuff. So this stone tablet here is actually really unique. Because I have storage on, I can actually just walk behind it like this and get through it. That's nice and easy obviously, but even if you don't have storage here, you can actually just come over to this wall. Can I get back out? Is it possible? Yeah, it is. You can actually come over to this wall if you don't have storage and just sidle and just kind of work your way inside it, because you can see that it's not actually touching the wall. So pretty big skip right there. I'm sure a lot of casual players probably noticed this when they were playing the game, but yeah, anyway. So we're about to go and fight the boss after getting some nice money here. There's quite a lot of money just sitting there. I think this one probably has magic in it, which I don't think I'm going to really need. But yeah, like I said before, much earlier, the only dungeon that I was going to get the boss key for was Tower of the Gods, and I did that. So how am I going to get through this one? Well, it's one of the easiest boss key skips in the game. This is the same kind of door frame that we've been glitching into throughout this entire dungeon. I can just work my way in, turn around, and you can see that I can just jump out here, pull out the leaf, and I activate the loading zone. So here we are inside the boss room, and obviously that chest didn't have money in it or we would have heard it there because storage was still active. I am curious what it gave me. Was it like, let's see, well it's not one of them. I'm not sure what it was. Maybe a treasure chart? Yeah, I think it might have been a treasure chart, because I don't think I got any of them so far. Well, whatever, we'll check it some other time. So, jumping down, this is Molgera. He's probably the second most broken boss after Cali Demos, or whatever its name is, one from Forest Haven, or Forbidden Woods rather, because there's a certain trick you can do with this guy to make the fight a lot quicker. So I'll fast forward this little cutscene. There are a couple of real pains in the butt with this fight though. It's probably the hardest one, just casually, because of the little enemies that appear during it. So when this little scene here stops playing, I'm going to move in for the first set of attacks. It takes 4 rounds of attacks to bring this guy down. So I'll just make my save state here, and you're going to use your hookshot for this. Best thing that I find is to do this in first person mode rather than like to try and target the thing. It's just a little bit easier to connect, I find. Usually anyway, not always. Then slash, and then just do spin attacks. So that's the first of 4 rounds down. But you'll see that he makes little Molgeras appear, and these things are going to really fuck you up. You're better off just killing them as soon as you can, because they will get in your way. Oh god. Can I get out of here? Okay, I guess I can. Almost. So this is another reason why doing this in first person mode is just a little bit preferable to me. Oh god, I can't actually aim at it. I can't concentrate with these guys here either. Such a nuisance when you're trying to speedrun this fight as well. Can't really see what I'm doing. Gonna have to kill him. Come on, how many of them are there? Is that the last of them? No, there's one more. Hopefully I can connect this, so... that looks good. Well, that did look good. Fuck it, let's just try and do it with targeting. Okay, I guess it does work a little bit better than I thought it did. Sometimes it just misses, because like, he'll send it out, send the hook shot out, but then Molgera will have moved a lot. So I'm going to try and kill some of these baby ones for now. But I hate how they move so far away as soon as you hit them. You really want these things to be dead, because as soon as he comes towards you, you can actually pull him out of the air like that and attack him a third time right there without having to wait for him to go inside the ground again. Let me try and kill this guy. Is that a lot of them? Make a save state here just so I can do this last hit. And it's the same thing for the last hit. You saw I'm kind of stuck in the ground there. Oh gosh, just lagging a little bit. There's a lot going on, so just wait for him to come towards me. And I got him, so in the Japanese and European slash Australian slash whatever PAL regions version of this game, there's a possible crash that happens here if you kill him that way because of the amount of lag on screen. You know it's happened because this little jingle here wouldn't be playing. But on the North American copy of the game, as far as we know, this glitch just doesn't exist, so it's never going to crash regardless of how much lag is on screen. At least that's our theory as to why it crashes. We're not entirely certain, I suppose. So yeah, that's the last of the kind of main dungeons done, but that doesn't mean that the game is over by any stretch. There is plenty of it left, as those of you who have played it before will know. So let me just pick up this heart container. I'll pick it up in the air just because I'm a jackass. It looks cooler if you do it like that. It doesn't have the little animation where he holds it over his head if you do that, so it's always a nice little time save. So if I head in here, well, now I'm curious about something. Can I get storage off of this? Probably not. Oh, you can't even like grab it like a normal edge. Well, that answers that question. So when I jump into here, there's going to be a long cutscene with my car, just like the one that happened with Medley in the Earth Temple. So I'll just run in and I'll be editing this one out as well. So here we are back outside the Wind Temple. Little cutscene here since both of those dungeons are now finished, where I guess you see the King of the Red Lions talking to this thing, which normally you would see after Dragon Roost, but I managed to skip that entirely. I think that cutscene is still guarding Dragon Roost. This guy normally fills out your treasure chart for you, puts information on all the little squares, not your treasure chart, your sea chart. But anyway, Link's going to talk to this guy now, and he's going to tell us that even though we have like the upgraded Master Sword now, there's still something else that I have to do. I have to go and get the Triforce Shards. This is a part of the game that a lot of people didn't like, myself included when I was younger, and it's funny because I actually think it's one of the best parts of the game now that I'm a little bit older. So let me just see if there's anything worthwhile in here. I think the answer is probably a resounding no. What happens if you put a bomb on this? I know if you put a Tingle Bomb on these things, they usually give you like a purple rupee or whatever one is worth like 100 or 50, sorry. Did that do anything at all? Oh, give me some magic, which is good because I was slightly not full. Anyway, I think that's probably going to be it for this video. Let me just show off that the Master Sword is now like fully powered up. You can see the hilt is quite wide on it now, so it doesn't actually tell you much about it, but you can see it even when he's holding it. It's kind of flashing a little bit as well. So yeah, that's going to be it. We've done with those two temples now, and the next stretch of the game is to get the Triforce Shards. So yeah, I'll just quickly save my game so I don't have to do any of this again, and yeah, that'll be it for now. Thank you all for watching, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.